Good morning everyone. So today we are shooting a 5-person podcast, which is going to be a bit of a logistical challenge, but we're going to give it a go. We are at a place called the Evertham Hotel, which has been used for different filming things before. I've seen it on Married at First Sight, for example, but I know that it's been used for other things as well. We've hired out a room for the morning just to try and get a better backdrop. We're going to give it a go. I'm going to show you the grounds and show you the room. Obviously I will be using both cameras to film, so I'm not going to be able to get too much behind the scenes, but we'll see what I can get. So yeah, wish me luck, and I will check in with you after I've finished. Morning, as per usual, I didn't check in yesterday, so I apologise for that. The morning went really well. We were there for 3 hours, so from 9 till 12, and the 2-camera setup worked nicely. So I think I explained this, but just in case, I had a single camera on the tripod with a wide shot so that it got everyone in around the table. The backdrop was beautiful. We had these big windows and I was shooting with the light behind, but it worked out. I uploaded it yesterday and it worked out really well, just because it looks nice in the background, so that's good. And then I had a closer up lens on a gimbal. So imagine you've got a semicircle here, everyone's talking to each other, so you've got the wide shot, and then every time that someone was speaking, I wasn't in the field of view. However, I could just move around, and if someone was speaking, get a close up to their face, get a close up to their face. It just made it easier. It made it a bit more fluid. It made it easier for just me to be there. And then we had 2 microphones, directional. So we had almost, once again, semicircle. So 2 people here, 2 people here, 1 directional microphone, 1 directional microphone. So not optimal, but definitely works. Like I say, I uploaded the footage and everything looks fine, so I'm very happy with that. It'll be a big edit, but I'm not needing to edit it at this very moment. I've got another video prior to that which I'm working on today, and should get that finished. And the video today is a lot of animation work, so that normally takes quite a long time. So the update for today really, and why I'm checking in while I am, is because it is now Wednesday morning and I'm off for my first run since the London Marathon. So it's been a week and a half, 10 days. I've been on walks and I've trained legs at the gym multiple times, so I've been doing stuff. However, I've not been running. My new program, so to speak, like I say, I haven't set myself a challenge yet, but it's more just like where I'm at the moment, is training as much as possible throughout the week in terms of weight sessions. We did train legs last night and they are feeling a little bit painful this morning, so hopefully they'll be alright, but I think that they'll ease off a little bit when I start running. And then I want to go on 2 runs a week. I think initially, before I commit to any sort of program, I'm going to try and get my 5k time down, and in order to do that I've got to run longer distances. So it kind of works, because I said that I didn't really want to be going up to stupid amounts of distance. Running about 10k, 10 to 12k max is like perfect for me. So in order to get my 5k down, I need to be running those distances anyway and doing lots of tempo work and stuff like that. So that's the plan. I'm going to head out now and I'll catch up with you when I get back, and I will this time, and then I'll explain what my working day looks like and the rest of the week, and then we can take it from there. So I'll see you when I get back from my run. Fingers crossed, wish me luck, see you soon. So run has been done and I'm at home, showered now. Literally just went for 3k, did it quite quickly actually. So I was feeling good, but it was just a bit of a shock to the system. I think my body was going, oh my God, are we gonna run a long way again? Because the last time it ran, as I said, was the London Marathon. So 42k compared to 3k was quite a nice surprise for it, I think. But yeah, now back home, I've got a pretty full-on day today. I'm trying to close some bits off this week just because I fly to Tuscany on Saturday. And although on every holiday that I go on, I take my laptop just in case, ideal that I don't work as much, especially. I don't care, doing a couple of hours in the morning, a couple of hours in the evening or whatever, but ideally I wouldn't be jumping on all the time. So I just like to close everything up. That means I've got some video edits to do, some social stuff to do, and yeah, just general client deliverable stuff. So I shall be cracking on with that. But in the meantime, if you'll remember, if you do watch my vlogs, a few videos ago I said that our house was on the market and we've actually had an offer in. So that's also gonna open out today because we had an offer in. Then someone else came to view our house last night, said they might offer today, which then we can have a little bit of a back and forth and negotiation, but also we're trying to get our mortgage sorted out. So there's a lot of admin to do, packing for holiday, sorting out the house stuff, tying up work, ideally before Tuscany. Busy old week. So I'm gonna crack on and I will catch up with you later on. Hey guys, so I thought I'd jump on quickly because I am getting ready. I'm just about to get changed. I'm not going in a hoodie to go to a potential new client meeting. I'm sort of, touch wood, 80% sure that they're going to be a new client, which is fantastic news. So I'm excited to have this conversation. I will tell you more about it if that goes well, because although I've sort of already jinxed it, I don't want to jinx it anymore. So I'll explain afterwards who the client are and what services we're going to offer if it comes through. If I ignore it or if I just don't ever mention it ever again, it means that we didn't win it. So we'll see. But it's the end of the day, so I'm actually going to meet them at a pub this evening. So my favourite place to do meetings, just because it's very calm. I'm not saying, don't go and get legless and whatnot, but it's just a relaxing environment. It's outside of the office, it's after work, like I said, so it's just a bit more casual. You can actually have a bit more of a real conversation. So I'm very much looking forward to that. However, the reason why I wanted to jump on here was because it made me think about new clients versus retaining clients. And everyone has always said that because it's true, that it costs more money to get a new client than it does keeping current clients. And this month, for instance, so you'll remember that I spoke about winning a new client last month. It actually ended up being 2 clients, so 2 new wins, and then we also did 2 upsells, I believe. So May was looking really strong, and then we had 2 cancellations or come to the end of their contract, and at this moment they're not renewing. However, the relationship's still there, so hopefully that will come back. However, if we just look at it as May, right, we went into it forecasting more because we were winning new clients, and now we're actually just replacing what we've lost in May, if that makes sense. So annoyingly and frustratingly, it's basically like being in the same situation. Those new clients you get excited about, and then it just becomes like, oh well, that's just replacing lost ones. So the client retention within the agency is, to be honest with you, is amazing. Not a lot of people leave, and normally if they do, it's to do with their business rather than either not wanting to work with us or that someone else is offering them a better service, for example. So I'm very proud of that, and long may that continue. So I thought it would be interesting to basically just hit you with how to keep clients happy, because you hear lots of different things. And I think when I first started out, or a few years ago, when I was building up the ranks and it became more about client relationships, I was like, well, I need to go to their office, I need to bring them gifts, I need to take them out for a nice lunch, I need to take them out for a nice dinner. Obviously, clients like that, right? But I feel like there's an expectation of that in some respects. And if you're not doing that, I don't think it's the end of the world. And if you are doing that, you're probably just a long line of people that would just do that anyway. and it's a nicety, it's a nice to have. But if you're an agency delivering a service, or if you're anyone delivering a service, there needs to be more than that. It needs to be more than a nice lunch every now and then for them to keep you on. Because these clients are paying 5k retainers upwards. So your baseline is £5,000 a month, for example. And if you take them out for a nice meal that costs a couple of £100, I don't think that's going to cut it. So these are my top tips for keeping clients. First off is setting clear KPIs essentially and hitting those goals and reporting on those goals. I've just spoken about it before, but if you're very clear with what targets you have and you're constantly achieving those targets, then there's nothing to argue about, because you're saying, this is what you expected of us, this is what we've delivered, they match up, perfect, happy days. It just makes everything a lot easier. And it means that you're not trying to justify your service all the time, because I think with marketing sometimes it is a little bit justify-y. And those targets don't just have to be like sales driven, as in like conversion driven. It can be lead driven. So look at it from further back on the funnel. Don't worry if you're not a conversion based agency, or if you're working with a sales team that are doing the conversions. Don't give yourself the conversion target, because that doesn't make any sense. Give yourself the lead generation target, and then they can do the rest. Communication is key. Easy one. Emails, Slack messages, Teams messages, text messages, phone calls, whatever it is, just consistently check in. Do not get a client on and then never speak to them apart from your monthly reports. I speak to all of my clients, I think pretty much on average every single day. If not, then definitely every other day. And that could just be anything. And if it's been a few days where a client is quiet, I'll just give them a ring and just be like, just wanted to check in, make sure everything was all right, if you needed anything from us at this moment. Obviously, if you've got low ticket clients, then maybe not, but it depends how valuable they are to your business. So if they're a low ticket client, but your turnover is low, then that's absolutely fine. Give them everything. But if you're in a £1 million turnover agency and a client is paying £500 a month, maybe don't invest as much time in them. However, it's so easy to send a text or send an email. So just, sorry, the door just went, so I had to stop mid-sentence. Yeah, it's easy to send a text or an email, so just do it. Don't overthink it, just communicate effectively and they'll feel more love. Be a strategic partner, not just a vendor, so not just their agency. Make sure that you're looking at insights, offering other solutions to things. So if you've got a set of deliverables that you need to do on a monthly basis, don't just think, well, I'm just going to check those off and then that's it. Look at other areas where they might want to expand, and that might not even be with you. So if you're just doing it for your own benefit, then it's not genuine. But if you see something that you're like, actually this would really benefit them, tell them, even if it's not with you, even if it means that they're spending money elsewhere, get them to do it. Also share their wins. So if there's milestones, if they've got promotions within, whatever it is, make sure that you're keeping an eye on that and you're celebrating that and congratulating them on that, so that they feel like you're on the ball and that you keep an eye on their company. Onboarding is so essential, so do it properly. Make sure that everyone knows who's involved, which roles they're playing. Timelines, how long are things going to take? When should the client expect results? And don't lie. If it's not going to be in a month, say that it's not going to be in a month. Be very, very honest with your onboarding. And then once again, outcomes, so KPIs. So sorry, I've once again forgotten where I was because I got a phone call. So all in all, it's going really, really well. But yeah, onboard clients correctly, speak through your KPIs. What are they going to get? When are they going to get it? And who's responsible for that? And then it will just make the process a lot better, especially from the outset, because no one's got any questions. Customer service. So even if you're not in a customer service role, even if you don't have a customer service function, make your customer service exceptional. I think it's one of the biggest things. When I was younger, I went into a role, I was a receptionist at a gym, and it meant that I had impeccable customer service. It was a high level gym rather than like the gym or whatever. So it meant that people had expectations of their time there. I was 16 years old when I started there, and I had to shape up pretty quickly. So I think that my customer service is absolutely amazing. If I do say so myself, I don't say that about myself a lot. So, but when it comes to customer service, I definitely pride myself. In terms of if there's mistakes, be honest about them. Handle it with urgency, but just be honest. Be like, I've made a mistake, or the team's made a mistake, or something's happened, but I'm going to fix it for you. Don't panic, don't lie, don't put it on the client. Just deal with it the way that you would like to be dealt with if you were in a situation that needed that sort of support, if that makes sense. Put yourself in their shoes. Keep evolving your offer, so add value over time. Once again, this is like previously, however, this is related to you now. So if you think, well, actually they could really benefit from adding videos to their social media. So I can shoot videos, let's offer it as a service. I can come in, let's bolt that onto their monthly package. So let's do another £1,000 a month. I'm gonna come in for half a day's shoot, get as much content as possible, edit it up, and then we can use it around their social media. It's offering things, once again, that don't just look like it's benefiting you, that actually does benefit the client. Asking for feedback is key. So NPS surveys, satisfaction surveys, every quarter ideally, just to see where your clients are at. You can do this anonymously if you want, but just to get a little bit of feedback. And then be open to any criticism that you may get and act upon it and show that you're acting upon it. So that, once again, just makes your client feel like they're being heard. And finally, I would incentivize loyalty. So if someone's been around a long time, make it beneficial for them. Make it so that their monthly retainer goes down by 10% after they've been with you for 2 years or whatever it is. Send them a voucher after 5 years. Take them out for, once again, nice dinner, but you know what I mean. Take them out for a really nice F-off dinner if they've been with you for a long time. Just make sure that any sort of loyalty, if they're referring people to you, give them something back. Otherwise, what's the point? They're never going to do it again if they don't get any kickback from it. I found this recently. I've referred 2 people to a business that I use, and they're really, really good. And I didn't even get a thank you. Wasn't even, but I know that that's been the past 6 months that they've been working with them, and I didn't even get a thank you. And I'm a little bit pissed about it, to be honest, but it's me, so I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, incentivize people's loyalty. Hopefully that's helped. I know that I was sort of blabbing on a bit, and speaking quite quickly, but that is because I really need to get changed. I really need to go. So wish me luck tonight, and I will let you know how I get on. So we made it to Heathrow. Where are we? Terminal 5. Sat. I'm having my favourite cider, so I'm very, very happy. Our flight's not for a couple of hours, so just going to chill here, grab some food, and then head on the plane to Florence. So I will see you when we get on the plane.
And who did you see?
I saw Peter Crouch. That's by the by. Arrived. It's 11:15, I think, this time. I'm guessing this time. 9:45 our time. I don't know, something like that, but it's late. So we're going to try and catch a taxi now, get back to our hotel, get some sleep. So I'll see you in the morning. So this is our hotel room. Very nice and big, massive bed, which is great. Got the wardrobe to house all of our crap, because we've got a lot of it. The best thing about this is the view out here. So we've got Florence right over there, and you can't really see it that well in the camera, but to the eye you can see it so clearly. It's absolutely stunning. And then through here we've just got the bathroom, so quite basic but very nice. Nice big shower. And that's it. So we've been hanging by the pool for most of the day. I had breakfast this morning, then hanging by the pool. So that's going to be it. I think we're going to go and explore Fiesole later, which is kind of the area in the hills around us. And then tomorrow probably go into Florence. But that is it for this week's vlog. I'm going to cut it here and sort of start another. I think I'm going to do a Tuscany vlog, but we'll see. I'll film stuff anyway, and I don't know whether it will make it to the internet or whether I'll just have it for personal use. But yeah, so cut that there. Also, as well, before I forget, the client meeting did go well. I did win it. I'll explain all that in the future, but I'm on holiday, so I'm just going to have a nice time and relax. So I will catch you probably next week for the Tuscany vlog. If not, week after, back to building the business. So have a good one, and I will see you later.